I'm sure it comes as no great surprise to you that the new national lockdown that our Prime Minister announced on Monday evening is going to have significant impact on us as a church. The difference between this lockdown and the two previous ones is that this time the government has not actually told churches to stop meeting. In fact, they've actually made allowances for churches to continue to meet for communal worship, so long as they adhere to the guidelines for places of worship and gather in a COVID-secure manner. The decision then is left to individual church leaders and churches themselves to decide whether they're going to open or not. As a result, there will be no doubt a number of churches who will weigh up the facts and will decide that they are able to continue to meet and do so very safely. Others will look at the same information and come to the opposite conclusion. Now, as those conclusions and outcomes might be different, I have no doubt that both of those differing approaches and outcomes will have come after much discussion and prayer amongst the leaders of those churches. And that's certainly been the case amongst the leadership here at Horham. Over the past few days, we've spent time discussing and praying over the various options. On the one hand, we want to be able to meet with our church family. We recognise the benefits and importance of meeting together as a church community. That's why we, over the past few weeks, have been encouraging as many as we can to come here and gather with the church family if they feel able to. Add to that the fact that we're actually, within the guidelines, allowed to meet together. We have lots of strong, compelling reasons to why to keep meeting. But on the other hand, we're in an area with a fairly high transmission rate. We have a church family that lives within a wide geographical area and covers a whole range of ages. And even though we are allowed to meet, it doesn't necessarily mean that we should. So here's what we've decided to do. We feel the wisest thing for us as a church family is to stop running both the midweek connect groups and the hybrid in-person live stream services here on a Sunday morning. This means that as of this coming Sunday, we will be reverting back to an online-only Sunday morning service. Now, we're obviously really disappointed to have to take this step, but we believe it to be the wisest and safest option for us here as a church. We will keep this under constant review and we'll update you if anything changes in the coming days. We do hope you'll still be able to join with us as we broadcast live on YouTube every Sunday at 10:30 a.m. We will, of course, continue to supply and deliver DVDs and audio CDs of the service to those who are able to join the live stream. So that's the first thing to know. Our message is no longer come and gather here if you can, but instead we're saying tune in online. There is a slight however, and that relates to our belief that there will be many in our church family and in our local community who will find this third lockdown particularly challenging. We're already aware of some who are feeling particularly lonely and isolated alongside those who are enduring a really tough time. It's because of this that we are making some provision for the most isolated amongst us and those in need of a measure of support to be able to come here on a Sunday morning and watch what is being broadcast to the rest of the church via the live stream. We recognise that for some, simply having a safe, COVID-secure space to come to, where there is a strict adherence to the guidelines and a couple of friendly faces, that it will be a real lifeline to them. It's our feeling here as the elders that one of the main reasons why the government are making allowances for churches to keep meeting is to help and support that churches offer to those experiencing such difficulties like isolation and finding life really tough. So whilst our message to the wider church family is no longer come and gather here if you can, but join us online, if you are finding things a real struggle and in need of some support or a safe place to get away to, then can we say to you, you're welcome here. All you'll need to do is drop me an email at pastor@horhambaptist.org.uk, or you can give me a call on the number at the bottom of the screen right now. And just let me know that you'd like to take us up on that offer, and then we can talk through what it will mean from there. I'm sure you'll all agree it's been a very challenging 10 months for us all, and the thought of even more struggles ahead can perhaps feel rather overwhelming. Yet, no matter what the future holds, we can rest assured of God's continued help, guidance and presence, and find comfort in the knowledge that despite the uncertainty of the days ahead, our God is working His purposes out, and they are purposes for our good and for His glory. We also want to just take an opportunity here to thank each and every one of you for your ongoing support, prayers, encouragement and generosity to us and to the wider church family. We as a leadership love this church family and feel so incredibly privileged to be able to serve alongside you and to serve you particularly. It's been really great to see the church growing and developing and supporting each other in the midst of this. And I'm sure it's something we'll continue to see in the coming days as well.